Yo, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Rocket League tutorial. Booma here, and I just want to make a triple flip reset tutorial, if you guys have seen the title. Recently, I've noticed one of my TikToks that I posted probably almost 2 years ago now is still getting liked till this day. And that is a triple flip reset tutorial. So I figured why not make a more efficient and just better triple flip reset tutorial, updated version. Because this is a mechanic that I've been practicing a bunch, so and I've scored quite a few of these in game. So I figured why not pass on this advice and help you guys out who are trying to learn this mechanic. So I want to begin with flip manipulation. I would like to make it its own video at some point, but it will be included a little bit in this video. So what I mean by flip manipulation is manipulating the flip after you've already inputted a flip. Okay, that's as simple as it gets. So obviously you can just front flip in the game, you can diagonal flip. And for those of you that know how to speed flip, you're already doing a type of flip manipulation. So obviously it's almost like you're canceling a diagonal flip. Now, if you guys want to think about this in simpler terms, and for the lower ranked players who want to understand this, let's just think of a half flip, okay? So obviously a half flip, the first step of a half flip is obviously to back flip, right? This is the first step. The second step of a half flip is to cancel your back flip. So all you're doing is as soon as you back flip, you're pushing up on the stick. This already, without any air roll, is what you're capable of with just the stick. And this is a timing thing. Somebody might not always get this right away. It's very much like a feel thing that you should practice. And then you can add your air roll, and then that's how you get like an efficient half flip, and you get that smoother motion. And you can do this either way, either directional air roll. I prefer using free sometimes. That doesn't really matter which air roll you use. But this is like the easiest, I'd say, type of flip manipulation you can do in this game. And I feel like this is a skill that is very, very overlooked, especially for something like kickoffs and hitting the ball. I feel like a misconception of kickoffs is, if you're flipping to a kickoff, you want to be pushing your car into the ball. And this is something you can do with side flips, diagonal flips, and you can actually manipulate how you end up rolling the ball. If you see like pro players who, this isn't like very complicated, but just like rolling the ball up the wall to yourself, you can use a flip manipulation so that you stay on the line with the ball. I feel like this is very, very important for the mechanic we're going to talk about, which is the chain resets, right? In order to understand a mechanic like this, flip manipulation is key because of how you're actually manipulating the car so that the undercarriage ends up on the upside when you go for the reset. So if I want to give you guys like an example in like a much slower way, a chain reset is essentially just a a speed flip. You're doing the same motion as a speed flip in the air. And if you do this motion correctly and you cancel it, with good timing, there's not much work you'd have to actually do in order for yourself to get the second reset or the third reset, right? This is a lot harder to to do when talking. I'm sure any Rocket League player can relate. But it's essentially, why don't we just find a triple reset example? I'm sure I have like a triple reset saved somewhere. So we can go in and really show you guys it broken down in a slower speed. And I'll just cut to whenever I find it. So we have found a triple reset. This is against my buddy Unky. I'm sure you guys know if you watch the stream. So let's take a look here at the clip. There's one, there's two, there's three, and the dunk. Beautiful goal. Very, very hard to save for Unky, especially being no boost off the kickoff. Oh, never mind, he has full boost. Well, from this position, it's very difficult to save unless you go early. But sitting on the goal line, it's going to be a lot harder to save. So let's take a look here. So obviously getting the first reset. Then the key is to turn the car back onto the line. And then from here, you are performing the same motion as a speed flip. So it's like a diagonal, and then you're doing like a half moon downwards. This way you cancel the diagonal and you snap the undercarriage into the bottom of the ball, right? And then it's just rinse and repeat. Come off this reset, turn the car back around. Sometimes you have to reach a little farther. So this is where flip manipulation comes into play, because you can reach pretty dang far with a diagonal flip, especially a canceled diagonal flip. So this is something that takes hours of feeling in game and timing. Let's see if we can find another one. Okay, here we are. Let's see, one pop off the wall, one reset, second reset, third reset, and then the dunk. So it looks a lot smoother in this one. I don't know if it's because of the Fennec or how I was canceling the flips, but especially at the end here, this is another type of flip manipulation of, after knowing the car, and this kind of goes into the video I made before this with the directional air rolls. Going from this orientation, knowing how to use that flip, I was trying to get a scoop actually so that I could bring it all the way top corner and not give her a chance to save it. But this is still a very tough shot for her because of how I manipulate my car to continue to stay on the line and dunk her. And it is a lot harder to save when your opponent is sitting in front of their triple reset. Let's see, we got another one right here against Mr. Zulfi. I'm sure you guys, if you've watched the Scream montage, you would recognize those two resets. So this one is probably the cleanest one, I'd say, in terms of technique, and it is completely unsavable for Zulfi. Right, so if we take a look here from his POV, so you can see it is completely unsavable. Not only do I absolutely put this top corner, but I actually squished it into the crossbar, the top of the crossbar. So like even if he had jumped, I most likely would have dunked him with my car. So in terms of technique, this is probably the most fundamentally like best looking triple reset, I'd say, in my opinion. So you can see I'm just resetting the car's orientation, then I'm performing that motion again. And the cancel is very quick when you're doing a triple flip reset like this, because obviously you have to do it at a certain pace, you know, especially if somebody's going to challenge you. And then from this position, you can see I wait like a millisecond after I get that reset, and then I use the flip. And hitting something like this in Rocket League, I'm sure any player knows, hitting something that mechanical feels extremely rewarding, because especially if it's something you've put a lot of practice into, it's going to feel really good to you when you finally pull it off. So I'd recommend just starting like simple. Start with just getting the second one. I'd say that's probably the best tip I can give if you're trying to learn chain resets. So if you can get one, just focus on grabbing another one and then shoot the ball. I think that's like the easiest starting step you can do. So it looks like this, and we'll just grab the second one and then just focus on getting back and shooting it. Like keep it simple. And then once you start to get like better separation between you and the ball for that third one, right? Oh, you can even I'm struggling too because the little bit of input lag I get from recording. And sometimes you're gonna get into weird orientations. It might not look like perfect every single time, right? But like a real player who can, like what am I saying? So you can see sometimes you'll bounce even. Another like extra tip that I like to do when going for chain resets, there are two big tips that I can give you guys. And that is, I like to tap or hold my free air roll a little bit. The reason I do this is because I feel like this helps your car recover better for the next one. If you just fly your car into the bottom of the ball like this, you can see how much more separation there is between me and the ball, right? If I tap my free though, it almost like glues my car to the bottom of the ball. Can you see that? I hope you guys can see the difference. Okay, this is no free. No free again. Sorry, I'm so used to tapping my free. No free. So obviously you can still manipulate quite a bit without the free roll, but in my eyes, I prefer tapping or kind of holding my free just a little bit, and you can see how it almost helps the car stick to the bottom of the ball. And it, for me personally, this feels better. It feels more fluent going for the next one. Another reason I feel like this works is because a flip reset in the first place is your car recognizing that the bottom of the ball is a surface. That's why you're able to get a flip off of it. So it only makes sense to me, like, you know, because if you were to land on a wall or you land on a, you know, on the ceiling or something, you're going to tap your recovery button. Like if you're going for a ceiling shot, you know, you're going to spin out if you don't tap, right? So this is one of the tips that I would give. Another tip I would give is to not be accelerating during this. Because for me personally, I've noticed like the car almost drives off the bottom of the ball sometimes. You're more likely to get like weird wave dashes on the bottom of the ball when you hold accelerate than you would if you weren't. I'm not sure if the accelerating one is needed, but I'd say it is preference, me personally, because you're definitely still able to do this if you're somebody who can manage your momentum of your car really well in the air. If you have the understanding of how fast your car is going, you know, you could even tap your brake, like whatever the case may be. Then you can definitely hold accelerate in the air, but again, just a starter tip, I would not recommend holding it. And then another thing you guys can do is just get like creative, you know, go from getting that first reset and just practice like other things. Go tilt back for a musty flick, or maybe try to go for like a stall like right afterwards. Oh, it didn't give it to me. Look at that. But there's countless amount of things you can do from this position, right? So just practice. That's truly the key to success in this game. So I hope this tutorial helped you guys. I will split it up for TikTok as well. And if you guys want any other tutorials in the future, please let me know. I am more than happy to make whatever tutorial you guys want to see. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one or on stream. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and sub. Much love as always, and I will see you guys later. Peace.